Welcome to Jajja Academy Lahore. I am Tabinda Aitzaz and today I am going to discuss bus interconnection. As we know, the computer system consists of number of internal and external components. The internal components of computer are the components which are located inside the system unit. For example, hard drive, CD-ROM or optical drive, RAM, processor, motherboard, power supply, system fan and floppy disk. All these are internal parts of computer, and the external parts of computer are the parts which are located outside the system unit, such as input devices and output devices. All these internal and external components are physically connected with each other and they communicate with each other. Now the question is how they are connected with each other and how do they communicate with each other? They communicate and connect with each other through the set of wires, and these wires are referred to as computer buses. So computer bus is a communication channel, a communication link that is used between different components of computers to connect them and to transfer information between these components. And the buses can be in the form of wired cables. Here you see the wired cables. These are different types of wired cables, or they can be in the form of electrical wires that are embedded in the computer's motherboard. Here you see these are the embedded wires, embedded electrical wires on motherboard that are used to connect different components, internal components of a computer system, and to provide communication between these internal components. Now let's see the formal definition of a bus. A bus is a communication pathway that is used to connect two or more devices or components with each other. There are many different types of computer buses, but we will focus on two types: system bus and expansion bus. Expansion bus. The expansion bus is used to connect CPU to expansion slots on the motherboard. Let's see what are the expansion slots. In this picture, you can see these are the expansion slots that are present on motherboard, and the buses which connect CPU to these expansion slots are called expansion buses. And these expansion slots are used to connect external device with the motherboard. For example, we discussed in the computer network lecture that NIC, network interface card, is placed inside the expansion slots to enable a computer to connect with a network. So the expansion slots are used to connect external devices with motherboard, and expansion bus enables those external devices to communicate with the CPU. The second main type of computer bus is system bus. A system bus is used to connect the main components of computer such as CPU and RAM. So a system bus is used to connect CPU with main memory, which is also known as RAM, random access memory. And computers normally have system bus of 70 to 100 lines. And the system bus is further divided into three categories, and these categories are based on the type of information they are used to transfer. Let's understand it with the help of this diagram. Suppose this is a system bus, and a system bus can have multiple lines, and each line has to perform a specific task. So based on the functionality performed by lines on the system bus, they are divided into three categories. For example, the number of lines in this yellow part are used to transfer control signals from one component to another. That's why it is named as a control bus. Next lines, these blue colored lines, are dedicated to transfer address of different components from one place to another. And based on its functionality, these lines are named as address buses. Similarly, these purple lines are used to transfer data or bits from one location to another. So these lines are named as data buses. This is how a system bus is divided into three categories based on the type of information they use to transfer. A computer bus has two features: bus capacity and bus width. The number of lines a bus contains is called bus capacity. Every line carries one bit of information. Either it is 1 or it is 0. So if there are 8 number of lines, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If a bus contains 8 number of lines, then it can transmit 1 byte data. So greater the number of lines, greater will be the capacity of a bus. And the second feature is bus width. The amount of data that a bus can carry at one time is called width of a bus. Usually we represent this concept with this diagram that simply tells system bus is divided into three categories or three types: data bus, address bus, and control bus. The first type of system bus is data bus. A data bus carries data from one component of a computer to another component. It may consist of 8 lines, 32 lines, 64, 128, or so on. If data bus consists of 32 lines, it can transfer 32 bits at one time. And if data bus consists of 64 lines, then it can transmit 64 bits from one component to another component in one time, and so on. So the width of data bus refers to the amount of data in the form of bits it carries at one time. And data bus lines are bidirectional. Bidirectional means data can be transmitted in both directions. For example, in this diagram you can see this is the data bus which is bidirectional. CPU can read data from memory and CPU can write data to memory. So this is a two-way communication that is represented by this arrow. And data bus is always in bidirectional form, connected to memory, and this is data bus connected to input output unit. Now let's discuss the second type of system bus, that is address bus. The address bus of system bus is shown here. The address bus carries information about the location of data in memory. So the function of address bus is it is used to identify the source. Source means the address or location from where data is to be picked by the data bus. Suppose the CPU wants to read data. There should be some specific address defined by CPU from where the data bus will pick the data and then it will transfer that data to the CPU. So address bus is used to identify the source address and it also tells the destination address of the data. So the address bus is used to identify the source address and the destination address of memory, where to place data or where to pick data. The address bus is a unidirectional bus because it carries information from CPU to the main memory and the reverse is not possible. Sending the address information from memory to CPU is not possible. The width of address bus determines the memory capacity of a system. For example, a computer with 32-bit address bus can directly address 4 GB of physical memory. In this diagram, you can see the address bus is unidirectional from CPU to main memory and from CPU to input and output unit. So it is a unidirectional bus. Now let's discuss the third type of bus, control bus. It controls or supervises the activities of data bus and address bus. It sends commands or control signals to different components. For example, it sends memory read command, memory write command, IO read, IO write, and so on. Suppose the CPU wants to read data from main memory. The CPU will use control bus to send the memory read command to the main memory. And the function of control bus is it generates the read command for the main memory so that the main memory gets ready to provide this service to the CPU. So this is the function of control bus. It does nothing by itself. It controls the data bus and the address bus, and it also controls the activities of other components that are connected to the computer system. For example, it also carries signals that report the status of different devices, and the status of device tells whether the device is ready or not. A control signal contains the following information: timing information and command signal. The timing information specifies the time for which a device can use data and address bus, and the command signal specifies the type of operation that is going to be performed. And the control bus is also a bidirectional bus because it generates command signals and sends them to all other components. All these buses that are connected with each other to perform their specific tasks is called bus interconnection. Thank you for watching. For more computer science lectures for ICS Part 1 and Part 2, subscribe to my channel.